Hey, so today we're going to do the new Mordheim board. We're going to be matching this board, and I'm going to show you quick how to make it seamless. Use a paint pod and mark each corner part where the road ends, and then just rotate it out. And then you do that on all four sides. What you'll need to do is connect the dots, merge the roads into a new flow. I put a poll up and you guys voted for a bridge. Something I didn't tell you, however, is that every vote for that poll will count. Those percentages for that vote will be implemented here. This is what the bridge theoretically will look like.
To kind of skip over some of the details that I've already gone over in my previous builds, so if you haven't seen that one, go over and watch it. I'm using a new material, which is cork, for the foundations. And I already punched out the roads directly onto the foam core, and now I'm using spray foam adhesive to add a bit of elevation in certain areas. It's going to flatten out some parts of the bridge. It was too steep for minis to stand on. I'm making some roots with some pipe cleaner. This was a detail that I really liked in Elden Ring near the Raya Lucaria school. Giant bridges with roots coming out of it. So I just hot glued those in, and now I'm gonna start with a foundation for one of the builds. I've 3D printed windows that I designed myself. Those files will be on Patreon for you to download for free. And I'm building this in an Edwardian style house at like a book nook style window. Everything in this build is scratch built, so it's kind of hard to kind of get into a lot of details about the architecture that I've seen, but I just printed out a mood board. It's basically what Pinterest is, but on a printout. I just use that as a kind of the benchmark for the variety of architecture styles that I'll be pulling from. This next build, I'm going to kind of put it in place and butt the second floor up next to the other building. That's something I can't even provide a template for because it's so specific. But you can see that I've cut out a piece that directly butts up against the other building, and then I will cut out a new shape for that. This one will have stairs to go up in the upper floors. I'm gonna try something a little different this time and just finish off sections and then just kind of see. I'm trying new methods, like using cork and stuff I've never done before. So just to make sure that things look good, I'm finishing off certain sections and leaving some other places rough, just to kind of test out how things look before I do it everywhere. I'm going after some Victorian and Edwardian era looking buildings. One thing I noticed was they kind of like intentionally try to remove wood grain. That's kind of where you get the landlord white, like thick paint, like stereotype is kind of this Edwardian period where they take that white lead paint and cover over details. Especially when I paint this, it's going to be really thick and it's going to kind of go after those references that I was referencing earlier.
A lot of people use ultrasonic mixers to mix paint. I recommend getting one of these massage guns because not only is it a good paint mixer, it gives you massages. This is a pipe cleaner tree. It's basically the same thing as the roots, just bigger. You just melt them together, and I'm just spackling this into place while I stick the armature wire for the pipe cleaner into the foam, and that's really solid. I've picked up the board with only the tree, and it's stuck there. And so now I'm just doing my spackle Mod Podge and paint mix. The foam core, just like you can press the spackle right into it, and then it makes it rock hard. So now I'm just adding some extra details from the 3D printer. The monument is something I designed, and that will be up on my Patreon for anyone to download for free. So you can grab that there. And then I did the fences. I pulled that from some screenshots from the Mordheim City of the Damned Xbox game. And then I also 3D printed some tombstones and lamp posts, because I couldn't find those at the dollar store anymore. And now for the last building. This is going to be a chapel. I'm just making it look like these windows fold out, and then I'm going to be putting in a door with the wood grain texture. I had a lot of issues with my phone. I record every video with my phone, and so I lost some footage, but you definitely need to get a camera dedicated for this job, because I lost so much footage while making this. I don't think it's noticeable, but it's pretty infuriating when you spend 30 minutes doing something and none of it's recorded. So if you would like to help me get that, feel free to support me on Patreon. That would help me out tremendously. So here I'm just cutting out a window, and then that just adds the illusion of there was once a wall here. And then I'm adding some more of those fences just as an architectural feature on the crest of the roof. And I just, whenever I'm in the midst of a project, I always tend to pull something that I haven't used yet for a game or whatever, and I pull it into something here. So this was a of the Wisp build I had for Curse of Strahd. Now is the priming step, and I just used Lowe's spray can, and none of my foam melted. And now I'm just using a black wash to put black paint in the reset, make sure everything's covered. And then this is another texture paste mix that I put in some feet marks with the miniature. And then I made this this file from Thingiverse. It's like a weather vane. This will be on Patreon as well. I'm really fascinated with the silhouette of something. So whenever I can add something striking to a silhouette,
that's something I tend to go for. That's probably why most of my paint jobs are pretty dark. I did lighten it up on this one intentionally, just so it can be seen a little better. My last one was pretty dark, but just as this brass color goes on, I loosely mix green, black, and gold paint, and I just use that on every brass surface on this board. It's a really good staple to have in your back pocket. I base coat the stone, and then I base coat the wood with the same brown, and that just kind of simplifies the process and lets washes kind of take care of the rest later. In my head canon, this part of town has always had like oxidized brass roofs, so that's why all the roofs are painted green for the wooden structures, just to kind of be in compliance with that fictitious HOA. And then this is how it turned out. I'm actually really surprised in how seamless these two boards look together. They look really great. And I do kind of want to make two more. So if you want more, subscribe. Thanks for watching. And I really appreciate you guys, all your support. It's really motivating. All right, well, have a good one.